Today, I want to talk a little bit about how to begin your sentences so that it makes whatever you're writing a little more interesting. And I wanted to take a look at page 8 and 9 on our story about Pass It Down. And it's all of the sentences on these two pages are about a piñata. And I just want to read these two pages for you. A piñata is a party decoration and game. It is made out of paper and glue and filled with toys. Abuelo can make the piñata into any shape he wants. Today, he will make a donkey. Piñatas are made with paper mache, that is old reused paper soaked in glue. The paper mache is placed on balloons to dry. Now, even though every single sentence on this page is about a piñata, the author chooses to start every sentence differently. This first one here says a piñata. The next one is it is. Then abuelo can. Today he. All right. Each of them start differently. And sometimes when we start to write, we kind of start every sentence the same. I want to show you some examples here. It says, abuelo makes a piñata. Abuelo makes it look like a donkey. So if we were having to write a summary or talk about what's happening in the story, these are some sentences that we might write. Well, to make it a little different, because look how we started these sentences. Abuelo makes a piñata. Abuelo makes it look like a donkey. So instead of saying abuelo makes and abuelo makes again, we could switch it up a little bit. And we could write the piñata looks like a donkey. So instead of starting the sentences the same, I'm saying the exact same thing. The piñata looks like a donkey. Abuelo makes it look like a donkey. I just changed up my word choice to make it more interesting. So abuela makes the piñata looks like a donkey. All right. And sometimes in kindergarten, I see that kids' writing always starts the same. So if I ask you to write about your pet or your cat, a lot of times every single sentence starts with my cat. My cat is white. My cat is small. My cat is nice. My cat is fun. Every sentence starts the same. So we want to think about it of, how can we start these sentences differently to make the writing more interesting to read? So instead of saying my cat is white and then saying my cat is small, let's think of a different way to say my cat is small. Now, I don't know if your cat is a girl or a boy or if you have a cat, but you could always, instead of saying my cat, you could change it up and say he if it's a boy cat or she if it's a girl cat. You could say he is small. That way you're not starting every sentence with the exact same words. Now we're going to take a look at page 121 in your reading workbooks. You need to get that out because we're going to do this together because we're going to talk about finding the sentence that starts differently. All right. So page 121, here we go. Now, number 1 says, I see the dog. We want a sentence that doesn't start the same, all right? So there's 2 choices here. It says, I see the dog's brown hair. The dog has brown hair. Which one of these 2 sentences starts differently, doesn't start the same? Right, the dog has brown hair. I see the dog has brown hair. Instead of writing, I see the dog's brown hair. You're going to not start with all these, whoops. Where I see the. See how they would be starting exactly the same. It's just more interesting if it starts differently, all right? Looking for the sentence that starts in a different way. All right, so number 2, here is my lunch. Now, here are your 2 choices. I am eating a sandwich. Here is my sandwich. So which one sounds better, more interesting, is different? Right. I am eating a sandwich. Here is my lunch. I am eating a sandwich. So instead of saying, here is my lunch, here is my sandwich, here is my chips, here is my milk, it just makes the writing so much more interesting if it starts differently. All right, number 3 says, he drew a picture. All right, so let's take a look at our 2 choices of which one would be different. His picture is of a monkey. He drew a monkey. So which one would you choose? Which one sounds more interesting that's different? Right, his picture is of a monkey. Right? We don't want to say he drew a picture. He drew a monkey. He drew a tree. He drew, it just sounds very repetitive. It just goes on and on. So it makes it more interesting if you say he drew a picture. His picture is of a monkey. Okay, well, that's our last one. And I think you're going to have some of that on the test tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure that you understand that we want to choose sentences that start differently when we are writing.